Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
It's the In Wheel Time car talk show coming up. It's our favorite Texas State Trooper, Sgt Stephan Woodard from the Texas Department of Public Safety.
He's the only one we know.
You...
Well, no, I've met quite a few of them, but Sgt Woodard's the only one I truly know by name. The rest of them wrote you tickets. The rest of them are, yes, officer.
Several of them.
Well, Conrad's used to the words assume the position.
Yes, officer.
From more than, never mind.
There you go.
Conrad has the racing calendar and the car clinic. We'll also have the stories making automotive news headlines this week, all straight ahead on this edition of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Hello there. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, we need more Jeff Dziekan. I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you so much for joining us. Look who's showed up. And look, he's sporting a new haircut.
Yep.
And he's actually in an office or a room somewhere.
Cell.
It's not in his car. It's, ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Stephan Woodard from the Texas State Troopers conglomerate over there at the Department of Public Safety. How did I do?
Thank you. How you doing? You did really good. You better than normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing normal about
I'm just going to
Don.
say there's nothing normal about me, and you know that.
That's it. Hey, fellas, we got a lot going on within the area. We got this Final Four going on. What y'all think about that?
Well, it would have been a lot better if a couple of Texas teams had been in it, don't
that's kind
you?
of what I'm thinking.
It's good for Houston to bring an event like that to town, but I imagine it's a lot of work for your crew. You know.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we have guys and gals out there assisting the Houston Police Department and the other agencies with their functions. But man, we just have a lot going on, Mr. Mars. Have you guys heard the news over in Austin? How we're now going to go over, as a matter of fact, starting today, to assist the Austin Police Department with their traffic problem. You know, it's not uncommon for racers to just take over, and Don knows it better than all of us from coverage, but it's not uncommon for individuals just to take over a roadway. And we have it somewhat handled here in the area, but man, in Austin, it's pretty bad. So the governor has mandated us to go over and assist the city of Austin to try to help get things under control. Have y'all heard that?
Yeah, I heard that they actually have regular people that are volunteering to go to traffic accidents to try and gather all of that information and not have to dispatch a live officer that are busy doing other things. And I thought that was kind of odd because I would think at a traffic accident, you could kind of walk into a bit of a angry situation between the two participants of the accident, and then they just send a regular citizen into the midst of it to document everything.
Yeah. Well, when you show up to an accident scene, perfect is, hey, how are you doing? My name is Trooper Woodard. Do you have your information? Yes. Do you have your information? Yes. What happened? He did it. Did you do it? I did it. Thank you. Bye. Well, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Because, if me and the king, we get into a crash, everybody's pointing fingers at each other, and now I have to figure out what happened. Well, in Austin, people are actually just leaving the scene. And again, these street takeovers with the racers and celebratory gunfire, and it's just unfortunate. And hey, that's what we do as state troopers. We go down and assist to make sure that our border is secure as much as we can to combat the illegal drug trade, human trafficking, etc. When there was a problem here in Houston, we helped out our friends in Houston here with the crime reduction efforts, and we're doing the same in Austin.
Well,
that's just what we do, Don.
I have to tell you something that I will tell you that I have participated. We didn't call them street takeovers at the time. We just called them Chinese fire drills, and I don't know whether you're familiar with that, and I wouldn't imagine it would be an illegal thing to do. Are you familiar with the Chinese fire drill?
Everybody gets out of the car and
runs around the car,
gets
gets back in the car, and you go on your own merry way. No, I didn't say anything about clothes on or off or anything like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think what part of town you're in. What
The mooning days.
The mooning.
Yeah.
The mooning.
But a lot of times, you're referred to as the highway patrol. There's a highway patrol running traffic, whatever. But you're really the state police, and so that's kind of where you get to about going to Austin, going to the border. That's how come you become involved in all these things.
Well, Brother Mars, that's interesting you mentioned that because no one's ever looked at it that way except us. You look at this patch that myself and 300 plus troopers across the state that we wear, and it says the Highway Patrol. But you're right, it's more shifting towards a state police entity, which is fine. I mean, let's get this straight. The majority of us, if not all, are living childhood dreams, just like you guys. But the function has changed a little bit, and it's a good thing because whenever we can help out, our citizens in the state of Texas, and when I can make this place a safer place for my friends like you guys and my neighbors and my family, hey, I'm all in. Count me in.
Okay. So let's go back to the street racing because I'm kind of curious about that.
The street takeovers.
Street takeovers, not just street racing. To me, takeovers even worse.
Yes.
So the way I understand it, it's a whole group of people. They block the road and do whatever it is they're going to do. I guess it started at the intersections. But how do you and your team get involved in helping to stop that? I can see processing it after it starts, but are you able to get involved with trying to head it off?
Yeah. So and that's how we basically seized that Hellcat, which, by the way, we have to do a remote or something this summer. I need to get somebody in that Hellcat that's on this dais right now. We need to take it over to the track in Brazoria County, and we need to give it a spin. Can we set that up, Brother Mark?
I'll volunteer.
Well, no. Well, let's wait a minute. We know Don can't do it because somebody has to be in studio. Mars, you're the puppet master, so I only got two left.
Mars has too many warrants out, so you
well, but not in Brazoria County.
Oh,
we're
making sure.
Brazoria County,
Brazos County. That's what it is.
Whatever.
We'll figure it out. I'm dead serious, Don. We have to do some type of remote and get a turnaround. Maybe we can package something together on racing or whatever with this program and get somebody on our dais in that Hellcat.
I got a 16-year-old granddaughter learning how to drive. Her mother and her grandmother are teaching her how to drive.
Okay, so I've got an idea. There's a YouTube video that was taken from the Channel 13 chase that I was involved with in a helicopter.
Very familiar.
From Houston, from Houston over to Winnie. It's got like 75 million views with me and Mike Silman in tow on that deal. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think
we'll figure it out. So back to that street takeover stuff. So they want us to, when I say they, the district attorney's office, they want us to observe the actual action, two cars side by side, getting ready to or competing in a competitive race. Once we observe that, of course, it's not like it used to be back in the day to where only DPS had cameras in their cars. Everybody has a camera. So once that's videotaped, we have it on file, then we stop those individuals and the rest is made. The seizure comes in later, and that's another story. Now, when you're talking about a street takeover, number one, not only is that dangerous, but that's insane. So you have individuals that are literally lining up across our interstate, and they're just taking over the roadway to where no one can pass. Typically, these individuals are intoxicated, they're impaired on some type of drug, and it's just a nuisance, not only a danger for the entire community. So we do the same thing. We get that on video. We get them all stopped, based on an organized flank, if you will, with the law enforcement officers. And next thing you know, we're driving down to the Harris County Jail or wherever we are at that time.
Yep.
So do you guys have people embedded in their crew providing you with intelligence of the when, where, what time, and what location that might be going? And I realize
that's happened. That's happened. I know the Houston Police Department has had some individuals and, our DPS agents, we've had individuals, following these crews or within the crowd of the crew. Well, that's like tonight. And it's no secret. Hopefully this is deterrent. That's like tonight for the Final Four festivities or any festivity. I mean, you see the law enforcement guys walking around in this, but there's always some guy, that could be just a normal guy, dressed like King or whoever, and they're in the crowd. And they're feeding intel, of course, to the folks in the operations center. So it's a well-orchestrated event.
Well, I know you and your team in coordination with HPD did an excellent job of kind of shutting down the silliness that was happening in Houston in late March, early May with the TX2K event with all the street stuff that was going on. And then eventually they took all of that to the track and very much minimized what was happening on the street, because you guys did a great job of being out there in force and being visible. And they took it to the track and kept it at the track. So.
A big thanks to Sergeant Stephan Hemphill, who's a sergeant out of the Katy area. He is one of the main catalysts for that enforcement program. Of course, all of our friends at the Houston Police Department, their traffic unit, Precinct 5, the Harris County Constable's Office, Precinct 5, and a wealth of others. People don't realize that these officers, they go out, number one, to be a voluntary compliance. Hopefully, individuals seeing the influx of officers out, that'll extinguish, but that doesn't happen. And that's neither here or there. But we did go out, and I described it to someone the other day as if turning off a faucet on your actual faucet connection outside. I mean, literally, we turned it off.
Yeah.
And again, fellas, it reduces, number one, not only other crimes, it makes the roadway safe for you and I and our families. And again, it keeps the traffic flow. So,
yeah. Well, hold on just a minute here, because I've got a special request that I wanted to play for you.
Here we go.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, the duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol.
Brought a tear to
These
his
are
eye.
the
Look at
stories
that.
of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws.
And you're going to make me do another 20 years.
So there you have it. There's the open for Broderick Crawford starring in The Highway Patrol.
Highway Patrol.
Hey, listen to this. Broderick Crawford was born on December 9th in 1911, and he passed away on April 26, 1986. Tomorrow is Jack Webb's birthday.
Yeah, he
1920. Dragnet. And he passed away December 23rd of 82.
So,
man, Don, you have more than just. I mean, these guys are historians.
Listen
these
here,
guys need a raise.
that's exactly right. And
We just try to be hysterical.
They've been trying to drag me into school for all these years, and I keep fighting it all the way. It's all on them.
Yeah,
I
think we all have.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you just briefly about April being Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Oh, my God, they couldn't come at a more perfect time. I cannot even begin to tell you the people that I see on cell phones. I'm thinking, is this person asleep here at the light? Because the light's been green for 10 seconds, and you don't dare honk anymore for fear of getting shot.
Sure.
I'm thinking, well, maybe I could just take that Bronco and the huge front bumper and just kind of push them on through the intersection.
I
The
honk.
lights green.
I honk.
You honk?
Oh, I'm a New Yorker. You got to honk at somebody. Your car wouldn't pass state inspection in New York if the horn didn't work.
Distracted Driving Awareness Month. I'm aware. I don't need any more attention given to this. We need to get these people, please get off the dang cell phone.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, there was a piece brought to us by the National Highway Safety Council, and it said if you're so distracted by the phone, one option is you can place the phone in the trunk. Or I'm thinking to myself, good grief, do we really have to tell folks to place their phones in the trunk of the vehicle? Look, guys, here's the deal. We know that distractions come in many forms. That distracted driving is simple. It's not focusing on the primary task at hand, which is driving. And the whole primary goal is to get from point A to B safely and really back from B to A. And those distractions, they pose, not only a great danger to you as the driver, but to our community. We're stopping folks. We're seeing people. I'm seeing people going. I seen a lady go down the road. This was during our holiday season last year. She's literally reading a book, a paperback book. I'm thinking to myself, good grief. But that's where we are right now. So it's going to be not only up to us to minimize the distractions, but it's going to be up to us as the average driver, the safe driver, to watch out for these folks. And we're campaigning this all over. Not only are we going to be doing it on some of our news outlets, but on radio, and we're going into our schools to remind those folks, hey, look, minimize your distractions.
I
you
honk
see
at him
somebody-
anyhow.
Yeah, you
just
see
to see if
somebody
I can get
reading
him
a
to
book.
undistract.
Do you actually stop somebody like that?
Yeah, if you're, and there is a law in the book. If you're distracted, we're going to have a talk, because at the end of the day, you're going to have a crash.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm just curious what you could, because like Don said, if one of us honk or try and pull them over or get their attention, he's liable to get shot these days. But you come up there and say, "Hey, stupid," or I don't guess you can give him a ticket for
Being stupid. Yeah, you can.
You can't fix it either.
or being a dumb donkey.
You can't call
but-
it that.
Yeah,
A dumb donkey.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
but anyway,
Well, with this campaign, it's all of our look. Somebody told me this last week. This was Monday. He said, Sergeant Woodard, I was in Brenham. He said, Sergeant Woodard, I appreciate your efforts and what you do for traffic safety. I said, brother, let's drop the Y and let's say all. Let's just drop the Y and say our rather. It's all of our responsibility.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we got to share this road. That's one thing that we share. We don't share each other's homes. We don't share our prized possessions. But one thing that we do share is the road. It's all of our responsibility to make sure that it's safe to travel.
Amen, brother. Well, are you working today?
I am out. I am going to cut it short here in a few. But Don, when you're doing something that you love, is it really work?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No,
and you don't hardly
right.
ever take off.
I have a job and I enjoy it, so it's really not work.
That's all I'm saying, brother. That's all I'm saying.
How's your son's football career moving along?
He's going, hey, tonight's prom. We'll see how that works out.
All
We're
right.
taking it one step at a time. He's participating in the Texas relays and a shot put section and discus. So
just a minute.
We're extremely proud of him.
Let's back up and talk about the prom. So are you the designated driver to the prom tonight?
Don, are you serious?
See, he says that
I
because
wish, but man, look, that's not going to happen.
Don says that because he needs
We'll
one.
have our discussion here probably around maybe 5.
Uh-huh.
Hey, man, we'll turn him loose and let him and his date enjoy themselves.
Well, good for you.
And trust his good
Yeah,
judgment.
exactly.
I had
That's
2
it.
girls go to the prom, and I got 2 granddaughters fixing to go to the prom. I look at it a little differently than you with a son. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Man, I thought you were going to say you had 2 girls for the prom. Good
No, no.
grief.
Yeah, that's it. Steve Woodard, it's always great to talk to you, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. You have a great weekend.
Thank
Be safe
you.
out there.
Be safe.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all, and thank you for being my friend. And, hey, I love y'all.
Love you
We're
too,
gonna
man.
call you about that track date.
Yeah, the track
I'm ready.
date.
Let's set it up. I'm ready. I'm serious.
We'll
All
do
right,
it.
you got it. Steve Woodard with the DPS. God bless him.
Yep.
Fun guy.
Always a good
Yep.
interview.
Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. The In Wheel Time race card is sponsored by Texas Nostalgia Modified Production. Conrad has the race card.
Right.
Well, we're not as a group happy with Erica's performance of late. She went out in the first round in a couple of events, and she's not happy either. She's posted on her social media that they've got a plan to correct that.
Well, there you go.
And they are going to be at the Winter Nationals in Pomona next weekend. Circuit of the Americas, I thought was a decent race this last weekend for
Didn't really pay
NASCAR.
attention.
NASCAR is going to be at Richmond with the they have the what I call the look back cars, or the what do they call it?
Nostalgia cars?
Yeah, the nostalgia
Since
cars.
it is sponsored by
When you can't
Nostalgic.
spell nostalgia, you put look back.
Look back cars.
But they're going to have all of these paint schemes.
jobs.
Well, it's all wraps anymore, but of cars from back in the 60s and 70s. That's
Can we
always a
still
fun
call
time.
it paint jobs even though it's a wrap?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. And then they're going to be at Bristol on the 9th of April, and then Martinsville on the 16th. First time they've been in Martinsville for quite a while. And Talladega on the 23rd, back at the super speedways. Azerbaijan Formula One is next weekend.
Jeff, for you.
Sweet. I love
Can
it.
you spell Azerbaijan?
Don't really care.
I just copy and pasted. I couldn't
Yeah.
spell it if my life depended on it.
AZ.
Whatever.
And then-
BERZJIAN.
BAIJAN.
I don't
Okay.
think
So, and then-
I'm not saying it.
And then Grand Prix of Miami, where they have
Oh, that's going to be fun.
fake rivers and fake boats around the Grand Prix
Yeah, that's
circuit,
great.
thinking that you're actually in-
Fake rivers and fake boats? What are you talking
He
about?
doesn't know
Well,
what's
when you last year when they did the Grand Prix of Miami, some of the infield was painted to look like a waterway,
Oh,
and some of the terraces looked like the back of a boat, and people were sitting in kind of like going to Monaco at Formula One, and all these people would be around the race course in their yachts.
Okay.
So they tried to duplicate that in Miami. And then IMSA, and that's Long Beach, is on the 15th of April. And friend of the show, Alec Udell, will be there at Long Beach as well. And then he'll be at Laguna Seca on the 14th, which is truly the one place I would love to go for a ride is Laguna Seca. Just because that's such an iconic course. And I want to go through the corkscrew and scream like a 7-year-old girl going down the
you
roller
did that this
coaster.
morning coming into the show.
Yeah.
We did
That's
do
what I
that.
thought.
And then IndyCar, that's this weekend this weekend up at Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep.
And that's always pretty fast. And then that's this
Race
upcoming
card.
race card.
Yeah. All right. Here's the question that we've all been pondering for decades, and that would be how to find a barn find.
Okay.
Jeff has the answer.
Well, I'm going to get Conrad started here. Conrad, I was
So
going to
you're
do
looking
hit the
at
space
barn.
bar.
Yeah,
Yep,
you're
there
gonna
you go.
let him do
I'll
that?
let him do it.
Oh, God.
So
my
these
God.
days, we use the term barn find to describe any found automotive treasure that's been hidden away for a long time. But it doesn't have to be stuffed in a literal barn or anything like that to find a car or truck. Field found cars and trucks are numerous, and there are some real treasures out there waiting to be saved from eventual ruin. Geography plays a role. For example, cars left outside in Arizona are going to fare better than cars left in a place like Michigan or on the East Coast.
Right.
You would think that by now the hidden treasures are all found. There are stories from time to time of some cool car being buried in a garage, sitting in a field, or hiding in an actual barn. Many of these cars aren't super rare or in great shape, but every once in a while you truly find one that is a buried treasure. They're still out there, so keep looking, people. The country's big enough that there's hiding spots all over the place, treasures at every little corner, and it's the thrill of the hunt. Most times a single vehicle, but not always, you can find collector cars. Passionate gearheads, such as the horde of Pontiac Trans Am Conrad that was found in Kansas. Barn finds are not committed to agricultural structures from which they are named barn find. The key is to look in locations that have large amounts of area to absorb a car or a truck. The properties haven't been changed hands in decades, and in an area where the cars used to go, don't go anymore. Today, that could mean warehouses, storage lots, the top or bottom floor of a parking garage, retirement communities, or even a private airplane hangar. We know some folks like that. And, of course, the dirty field, out in the field. Keep in mind that certain geographic regions are more target-rich than others. Check this out. Considering looking in a 20-mile radius of a drag strip, a racetrack, a military base, or an automotive assembly plant. That's where you're going to find them.
Oh,
An
interesting.
assembly plant.
And it's automotive
See, I never
assembly
thought
plant.
that.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest finds have been in some of the salvage yards in and around Detroit, because as the manufacturers would dispose of some of their old show cars, these cars were parked in some of these salvage yards in and around Detroit that were later found and
Absolutely.
restored.
Yep.
So that'd always be a great place to look. But there was just recently a big story about RS SS 396 Camaro, 69 Camaro that was found. That was part of a family-owned thing. Just been sitting in a garage forever.
I got some cars that were sold by Hemmings Marketplace last week, and thought we'd go over a few of these.
Okay.
How about a 1956 Chevrolet 210 Nomad.
29.4.
You cheated.
I looked at your sheet.
Damn it.
I love the car, though.
72 Jeep Commando.
Oh, that was the wagon, the pickup truck version.
Yeah, kind
the
of like
Grand
a
Wagoneer.
Bronco
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, 36.
Sold for
17.
26,250.
Yeah.
31 Ford Model A. $10,250 is what it sold for.
Original, right?
Yep. 64 Studebaker Avanti. No, it's all fixed up.
I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
A 64 Studebaker Avanti.
A 31 Model A Ford. I think that's what Mike is
Yeah.
referring to. The 64 Studebaker Avanti sold for $24,413.
Cool car.
That's an ugly car.
Cool car.
Okay. 82 GMC Sierra square body, but it's a step side. Sold for $12,000.
That's a lot.
That's a little for that.
Well,
Those,
depending on the
step side.
shape.
yeah, but those
condition.
square bodies are drawing big bucks now.
1975 Chrysler
Step side.
Imperial LeBaron. Remember that?
Yeah, what a boat.
It was a huge boat.
It wouldn't fit in your garage.
$6,600, Jeff.
Did it have Corinthian leather?
Rich Corinthian
Rich.
leather.
2012 Fisker Karma.
Uh-oh.
An interesting car. It looks like it's got an old-fashioned mustache on the front of it. 31.5 was the price.
You know that's
That
an EV, right?
The Fisker is now.
2012.
I think it was
Fisker.
an EV back then.
I don't know.
Had the in the roof. It had the solar panel in the roof.
Here's my find. This is what I would like to have. A 1956 Ford car carrier, like $48,300, similar to the Snake and Mongoose car
Rollback.
carriers.
A fancy rollback.
Kind of, but it didn't roll back. You just had the ramps that pulled out.
Yeah.
72 GMC Sierra, 14,175, and it's a fleet side.
Okay.
46 Lincoln Continental. This is for you.
All right.
It's maroon, and it's sold for $47,775.
Whoa.
There you go.
Surprised that hadn't been used up by some lead sled hot rodder
Tubbed out by some knucklehead.
or Gene Winfield.
I got a birthday coming up, Conrad.
The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this. Oh, maybe not so. How about this?
Push the right button.
Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier car cruise in.
Wait, I didn't like the way it started, so let's do that again.
Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier car cruise in returns Saturday, April 15th to the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. Bring your hot rod, classic, resto mod, or any other vehicle you'd like to show and compete for one of 3 highly coveted chili pepper trophies. This April 15th kickoff event is one you'll want to put on your calendar because 100% of the money you donate for the free tacos will be given to God's Garage. You heard right, free tacos. Whatever you decide to give, all of it will be given to God's Garage and matched by Lupi Tortilla. God's Garage gifts vehicles to single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military in the greater Houston area. In fact, the garage will gift a vehicle to a mom in need at this special event. Be sure to attend the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Saturday, April 15th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Free breakfast tacos for any donation to God's Garage. It'll make your heart and your belly feel good.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston, April 13th through 15th at NRG Center. Featuring 2,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, exotics, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.